Turn now to a major new development in the standoff between Apple and the FBI. Late today, word Apple has now responded to a judge's order that it break into that terrorist's iPhone after San Bernardino. Apple refusing tonight, asking the judge to vacate the order. Apple's move comes just 24 hours after our exclusive with Apple CEO Tim Cook. We asked him, does he worry there could be information on that phone that could save lives? His answer here in a moment. And fiery moments on Capitol Hill today, the FBI director with his own words for Apple. ABC senior justice correspondent Pierre Thomas on the heated debate, should Apple break into that phone?
Tonight, Apple defiant, arguing a judge's order that Apple help the FBI break into the San Bernardino terrorist iPhone violates the Constitution, saying the FBI is seeking a, quote, dangerous power. The move comes less than 24 hours after Apple CEO Tim Cook sat down for an exclusive interview with our David Muir, revealing why they won't do it.
This case is not about one phone. This case is about the future. What is at stake here is, can the government compel Apple to write software that we believe would make hundreds of millions of customers vulnerable around the world, including the U.S.?
And you'd have to write that system in order to unlock that phone?
Yes. Yes. We have no more information about this phone. The only way to get information, at least currently the only way we know, would be to write a piece of software that we view as sort of the software equivalent of cancer. We think it's bad news to write. We would never write it. We have never written it. And that is what is at stake here.
But in your quiet moments, do you have any concern that you might be able to prevent a terrorist attack by breaking into that phone?
David, some things are hard, and some things are right, and some things are both. This is one of those things.
But today on Capitol Hill, critics taking aim at Apple. FBI Director James Comey, just hours after Tim Cook's argument, testifying this is only about one phone.
This is a single phone in a very important investigation where the ask is to write a piece of software that will work only in that phone, right? Not on anybody else's phone. And you, Apple, can hold the phone.
I think Apple leadership risks having blood on their hands. And I think Tim Cook is going to have a very hard time explaining why he stood in the way of justice on this issue.
A question that we posed to Cook.
To some people at home listening to this argument who understand where you're coming from, who might say this was a terrorist attack on U.S. soil, and that if ever there was a case that Apple would make some sort of exception, that this might be that moment. Do you really want to plant the flag on privacy and safety on Syed Farouk's iPhone?
I think safety of the public is incredibly important. Safety of our kids, safety of our families is very important. The protection of people's data is incredibly important. And so the trade-off here is, we know that doing this could expose people to incredible vulnerabilities. This is not something that we would create. This would be bad for America.
The Justice Department has just released a statement rejecting Apple's argument and vowing to fight in court. And we just spoke to a legal scholar who believes this case is destined for the Supreme Court.
Perhaps all the way to the Supreme Court. Pierre Thomas on this case again. Pierre, thank you.